So have you actually heard about anyone talking about self-sabotage? Maybe you're wondering what that actually means, because after all, you wouldn't actually sabotage yourself, right? Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa and I help people navigate through their mental health journey. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 signs you are self-sabotaging your success. So without further ado, let's get started. When it comes to making progress, I would say you are your worst enemy, especially talking about myself and the things that I've been going through the past couple of weeks. Putting in all this effort to make all these videos, showing up day in and day out, and feeling like I'm not making any progress. But what if your thoughts and actions are actually the things that are holding you back? What if deep down, like really deep down, you don't believe that you are worthy or capable of success? And if you're feeling anxious about where you want to be, you might actually be dealing with self-sabotage and limiting beliefs. Self-sabotaging, to put it simply, means that when we say we want something, we actually go out of our way to not make it happen. And it doesn't make any sense, right? Because we have all of these goals, we have all of these ambitions. Me personally, I want to go full-time on YouTube, want to make an income, build an online business, and coach clients with holistic health coaching. And I'm putting out all this work, all this effort, but can't seem to move forward. I can't seem to get out of this rut of feeling stuck. It made me realize that all the reasons why I feel like I'm stuck is because a part of my subconscious mind is holding me back. And the problem is we all love to blame our outside circumstances for not having the success we want, whether or not it's your partner, your job, your circumstances. And really the truth of the matter is, even though all of these things do play a role in your success, at the end of the day, you also have to take responsibility for yourself and your actions to get yourself where you want to be. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the 5 signs. Number 1 is overplanning, and this is something that I would say I do quite a lot. I always feel like I have this idea in my head, it'll come to me, and I want it to be perfect. I want it to bring it into fruition, so I sit down and I plan out every detail, like every single detail. And this is a very bad habit that I tend to get into, because when you overplan, you get ahead of yourself, and when I do this, that's when the overwhelm starts kicking in and I get analysis paralysis. And if you've ever gotten analysis paralysis, it's like when you start planning everything out and you get overwhelmed that you don't know what to do, that you end up just freezing. And that's me every single time, and I always end up not following through even though I have a very detailed plan. And then it moves me on to the next one, is constantly searching for inspiration. And this is kind of the same as constantly watching videos. I do this a lot with taking action. There's a part of me that always feels like I need to have the answers before I start taking action, and so I always end up looking for videos, watching videos on how to do certain things. And you know, in a way, that's good. It's good to look for inspiration, but there's also a point where you're doing too much, where you're looking for too much information, where it's getting in the way of you actually moving forward and keeping you stuck at where you are. And then you have the lack of commitment, which is something so true that I've been dealing with. Is even though I have all these plans, even though I have a set schedule for when I'm going to do this, when I'm going to do that, and I have it all laid out for me, I find myself these days not actually showing up, not actually committing to the things that I would say I would do, and finding excuses for myself to not do that. Oh, okay, I'll do this tomorrow, or you know, I'll do it next week, I'll keep starting next week. All these stuff and all these excuses that I give myself for not committing to all these things is a sign of self-sabotage. An example of this would be with my ebook. I'll always start something, I'll get really gung-ho and excited about it, I'll commit to it for a week, and then if it doesn't turn out the way that I want it to, I always end up quitting. And then the next thing you have is a lack of consistency. And don't get me wrong, you know, spontaneity is good because every now and then you need that, but at the same time, consistency is what brings you success. Showing up consistently day in and day out, and that's something that I've been lacking within myself, where I'm procrastinating, or I find myself scrolling through social media to escape the duties or the things that I need to get done. Because if you lack consistency in your work, your daily routine, you'll find it actually difficult to make progress. And then the last one, this one is kind of a little bit tricky, but putting yourself in a box. This is something that I feel like always gets in the way of my success, where I feel like I can't do this because I need to fit this mold. A huge example with this is, I'm trying to be a coach, right? I'm trying to coach people, and I have a lot of experiences with myself where I am successful and I found success in a certain aspect or area of my life where I can actually help people and coach people do the same thing. For some reason, man, like there's just been something stopping me from taking action. And I have this belief that I can't coach people if I'm not good enough or if I'm like not perfect, trying to fit into this box. I find myself in this headspace where if I don't fit into this box or mold, then I can't take the right actions to get myself to where I want to be. And like I said, at the end of the day, these are all signs of self-sabotage, right? And I think that when it comes down to it, it's important to catch yourself. It's important to be very self-aware, develop that sense of awareness within yourself to catch yourself when these things are actually happening and these things are taking place in your life. And when it comes to self-sabotaging, it can show up in many areas and aspects of your life. You can have that with your relationships, you can have that with your job and career, personal goals with your health and all that stuff. Self-sabotage shows up in many ways, and when you're trying to learn to overcome self-sabotage, it's so important to become self-aware. That's why I make a lot of videos like this where I'm doing 5 signs this is happening, is so that I can help increase self-awareness within those of you who are actually watching my videos to recognize that, because the first step in learning to overcome things like this is to become aware of it. And so now that I'm aware that I've been self-sabotaging myself, the next thing I need to do is to take the steps that I need to move forward and overcome it. So anyway, that is it, guys. That is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, much love, and many blessings to you.